Hey guys, it's me Chris. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be discussing a part of my life's story. I might get a little emotional. I'm gonna try not to. I went over this last night about what I'm gonna say and things like that. This is a very sensitive topic, not just for me but like for a lot of people, but I overcame it. The reason why I'm filming this video is because there's a lot of women going through this today, and I just want to shed some light. So by sharing my story, I hope that you guys will learn something from this. And yeah, if you guys are new here to the channel, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you guys are not new, then of course always welcome. But I have some notes here in my phone, as always. Let me go ahead and start with the story. So you know how when you practice and you have your notes and everything, but you still are like a little nervous? All right, let me just go ahead and let me just say what I have to say. So when I was in my young 20s, when I first started my 20s, I met a guy, and I had known him from high school, and we fell in love. Everything was going great until it wasn't. So we broke up, and then after we had broke up, we decided to get back together. Sorry, my voice is cracking. We decided to get back together. Now when we got back together, I should have never did that, but who don't hear us feel, and sometimes it takes for you to learn things the hard way. So I suffered verbal abuse. Let's start there. So the verbal abuse that I suffered, I got called a pig. I had put on some weight because I was a little depressed, so I got called a pig. I got called fat. I got compared to other people that he was dating prior to me, as well as other people that he was seeing at the same time as me. I got called bitch. I got called a fat ass. Like, I got called all kind of names in the book, and he even made a comment one time that said, you will never be good enough as my other goddesses that I have dated. Like, I've dated women that's like 130 something, 40 something pounds, and you're just too big for me. You're not, you're not good enough or whatever. Yet still, during that same time, during all of that, I was cooking, I was cleaning, and I thought that that was good enough, but obviously it wasn't. And so in return, it led to emotional abuse, and I became depressed. I used to cry a lot, and then finally I decided to leave one time. And so I went to church one day. I'm sorry y'all, I'm outside, but I went to church one day, and I remember going up for prayer, because the pastor said, who wants prayers, you can go ahead and you can come up for one. So I went up for a prayer, and it was a visiting pastor at the time, and this man didn't know me from nowhere, and he said, I'm so sorry that you're going through what you're going through, and you're gonna cry a lot. And I looked at him in confusion, because I'm like, I never told this man anything. This man don't even know me. He's not even from this church. He's just visiting. So I left the church. I never went back there ever again. I was kind of spooked, but what he said to me, it rang true. I cried a lot over the couple of years to come after that, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why. I suffered mental abuse as well, because everything just led to that mental abuse, and then we would break up and get back together, break up and get back together. And it was a form of self-abuse, because one time we had a friend, he had came down to visit, and he had came down to visit before. So I was in the living room and I was watching TV, and the friend was there too. And I remember the person I was with, he was in the room at the time, and he called me in the room. So I went in the room with him. When I went in the room with him, he pushed me and told me, you know, what am I doing sitting so close to his friend, and you know, things like that. It was such like it was like a jealousy, like a rage that came over him, one that I had never seen before. And I don't know, you know, what was his problem, what was his deal. But then the crazy part about it is that we would make back up again, like I told y'all. Oh god, I'm trying to, you know, fight back tears. But we would make back up again. He would take me out, or he would buy me something, and then, you know, that was supposed to just be like suffice, that was supposed to just be like good enough. But at the time I didn't know, and I didn't love myself. And I'm gonna touch, you know, on that as well too, because dealing with him, I had lost a lot of self-confidence, I had lost my self-esteem, I had just lose myself completely. I didn't even know who I was at most times, and I couldn't share this information with, you know, with like my dad and stuff like that, you know, who I'm close with or whatever, because, you know, he would be like, you know, what the hell are you doing, and you know, you need to leave this man alone. But who really wants to leave the man that they're with, you know, a man that they're comfortable with, a man that you think that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with, you know? It's so much easier said than done, and that's something that is so important. And a lot of people, unless you have been through these situations, you cannot judge, because it's so much more easier for you to tell somebody to leave them alone or to walk away or whatever, you know. And you have to understand that the person has to go through that on their own. So also, what I'm going to say about the matter is that, so I spent majority of my 20s going through that relationship with this man, and going through the back and forth, calling women that I would find like in his phone and stuff like that, and then to have them answer to me. Some of them were really nice, you know, and some of them were like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, like he didn't tell me anything, he came off as a single person. And then it would have the other ones that were just like, oh girl, I don't care, you know, if you call me, I'm still gonna talk to him regardless or whatever. Like, he was paying their bills, or he was taking them out. And then I think like one time I found out that he wanted to take a break from me so that he could go and see someone else. But not only, you know, did he just go and see the girl, but he brought the girl flowers, chocolates, things like that, and the girl had posted it, you know, online. And so, you know, for me, it made me feel a kind of way. It made me feel small, and you should never have to feel small, you know, in a relationship. I'm just gonna go ahead and just, you know, leave that part of this alone, because it took me a while to get out of that matter. It took me to have him continuously choose other people over me for me to choose myself. Let's go ahead and let's talk about my journey going forward from there. So I want to start off by saying that I'm actually, you know, in the process of writing my book. This is actually all going to be a part of it, but what I'm going to focus more is what to do going forward. So I'm going to touch some bases here, and then I'm going to continue with the rest in my book. I don't want to, you know, continue to talk about like what actually went down during the relationship, and you know how toxic it was, and how verbally and mentally, you know, I was just like out of it. And I don't want to talk about like how his family, you know, was just like, I wouldn't say they tolerated it, I wouldn't say that they allowed it, but it's like they turned like a blind eye, because they felt like, you know, that didn't have anything to do with them, you know, they're gonna stay out of it or whatever. But my thing is that I also feel that the people that you have around you, the people that, you know, you have supporting you and things like that, they play a great deal in your relationships as well. Because if you see great, you're gonna do great. And so I feel like they could have do a little bit more, you know, regarding it, because I did try to reach out multiple times, and I feel like it was just brushed, because they were just like, oh, that's just him, you know, whatever problems y'all got, y'all have to figure it out or pray about it or whatever. And I'm just like, praying is not enough, you know, doing that is not enough. Eventually, you know, I just got tired and I just got fed up, and we had like one last bad incident, and I just decided to walk away. So because I decided to walk away, it was a hard journey from there as well. And now we're gonna go ahead and shed some light on that. So the first thing that you have to understand when it comes to these situations is hold people accountable. Yes, you have to hold people accountable for their actions, because if you don't, then, you know, you're not helping yourself. You know, you're just letting them slide by with it. You have to really and truly hold people accountable, and you have to hold yourself accountable as well. Hold yourself accountable because you have to understand that you deserve better. You deserve the best for yourself. And this is all a part of learning how to walk away. Again, it is easier said than done. Learning how to walk away is hard. Like I told y'all, you know, I kept going back. Learning how to walk away is very hard when, you know, you love the person but they don't love you like that. When you're doing for the person and you feel like they should do for you. When you see a future with the person but they don't really see a future with you. So it's hard, you know, to walk away, and it's familiarity. It's hard to walk away from that as well. Like when you're so familiar to a person, when you're so attached to them, that's a hard part of walking away too. But then in return, you know, you have to really and truly value yourself and put yourself first. So putting yourself first means that, you know, you're putting your energy first, you're putting your emotions first, you're putting your own being first, you know, you're putting your well-being basically. And, you know, it's like when you realize that toxicity is a cheap thing. You don't want a cheap thing to be around you or for you. You know, you want the best for yourself. So, you know, always put yourself first. And then as time goes by, because it took me a long time, like, recognize the red flags. Because had I recognized the red flags, I would have never kept going back. So please understand and learn to recognize the red flags in a situation, because, you know, those can literally save you. You know, don't turn a blind eye to it. Now that I'm, you know, a little bit older and things like that, and I've experienced, you know, more things since him or whatever, you know, I recognize red flags like right away, because it saves me, you know, from a lot of hurt. And once you learn how to recognize the red flags and acceptance, like I told you guys, it will save you guys as well. Next, let's talk about friends. It is very true. You don't want to tell everybody your business, because not everyone, you know, means well for you. So I can understand why, you know, some people don't say anything to anyone, not to a parent, not to a friend, a guardian, anything like that, because, you know, a lot of people judge you and a lot of people tell you what to do, but then they stay in their situation. You understand what I'm saying? So appreciate the friends you have that tell you the truth. So with a lot of things that happened, I discussed it with my best friend, and she was always, you know, there for me. She was always supportive. My mom knew some of the things as well, and, you know, she was supportive too, and things like that. And then there was an older lady that I used to work with at one of my older jobs. You know, I used to share and confide in her too, and, you know, she would give me some great advice. And I just feel like it's important that you have good people on your side, good people that you can trust, and good people that you can confide in. And I want to thank my best friend because she never judged me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she never judged me. I could have talked to her about, you know, I could have talked to her about the matter. Every time that I went back to him, you know, I would always tell her and confide in her about it. And, you know, she'll be like, Chris, you know, these are the pros, these are the cons, and, you know, this is what you want to do. Then of course, you know, I will support you or whatever, but, you know, understand that you deserve better. So you need good people in your corner for you to confide in, because when you're going through situations like that, you know, verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, and things, and especially like physical abuse as well, like, you just need people to confide in, because if not, like, literally you could go crazy. Suicidal thoughts are prone, just harming yourself and things like that. Like, I'm not saying like those are thoughts that I had, but those are thoughts that I knew that, you know, some other people shared with me about their similar situation had. And, you know, it just breaks my heart, because a lot of people will keep things inside, and you go around and you smile, and, you know, you act like everything's okay, and, you know, you go to work and you still have to perform, or you come home to kids, or you know, you come home to your family or whatever, and, you know, everything is like okay, and it's really not okay on the inside. Like, you put on a big front, and for me, I fronted for years and years and years and years. Like, I put on a big front. Nobody, you know, didn't know what I was going through. It took me a long time to talk about what I'm going to talk about next. Don't seek revenge. Revenge is like one of the easiest things that you could do. We have a saying back home, you know, bad mind does never prosper. And so I'm going to share that with you guys, because people will try to do you wrong. People will try to throw dirt on your name. People will try to bring you down, and just don't seek revenge. In return, heal from it, learn from it, wise up from it, and move on and move forward. And, you know, I'm still a person. I'm still learning, you know, today, for situations that come about. I'm learning to put my best foot forward and to move on, you know, from a lot of situations. I'm not perfect. I never claim to be, but, you know, I do my best. And so, you know, I don't seek revenge for a lot of things. It could be minuscule, it could be great. I don't do that, and I don't recommend for you guys to do that either. In return, I recommend for you guys to heal. Healing is very important. Healing is very important for your soul. Healing is very important for your mental health, and it will help you as well. And so I'm gonna leave you guys here, you know, by saying that, of course, you know, I'm not a psychiatrist or anything like that, but however, I have went through some real life situations. And don't match energy. Like, disconnect. Just disconnect from the person or whatever. Like, I took a lot of time off, you know, to just be by myself and to find out who I was again, and to find out what I liked versus what I don't like, and what I'm gonna tolerate versus what I'm not gonna tolerate. Again, you know, don't seek no revenge. Don't match the energy. Just disconnect. And I promise you, you know, just try to find peace within yourself, and you will be a greater person. And I'm still learning, so I'm pretty sure, you know, you guys can go ahead and learn with me as well. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video today. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys, thank you so much for watching.